चलिए स्टार्ट।
Good morning, students. This is lecture 2 of chapter 8. Now, in the previous lecture we have discussed about the different method for finding remainder. Now, so those methods were general method, then we have discussed synthetic division method, and then remainder theorem method. So now in this topic we are going to discuss we are going to state remainder theorem. So topic 2. Topic 2. Now here we will state remainder theorem. We have given the introduction to remainder theorem in the previous lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss remainder theorem in detail. So remainder theorem. Remainder theorem. Now what is remainder theorem? When a polynomial say fx. So when a polynomial fx is divided by linear divisor x minus a. When a polynomial say fx is divided by linear divisor say x minus a, then remainder is equal to f of a. Then remainder is equal to f of a. So this theorem is called remainder theorem. Now here I have used for remainder. Now what is the meaning of fa? Value of function, value of polynomial at x is equal to a. And what is a? What is a here? So put the divisor equal to 0. Put the divisor equal to 0. You get the value of x from here. Clear? Now this value is denoted by a. So whatever value you will get here, put the value of that value of x in the polynomial, it will give the value of remainder. So this theorem is called remainder theorem. For example, suppose fx is equal to 5x square minus 3x and let x cube also plus 2. Now suppose divisor is x plus 1. So what will be the remainder when this polynomial is divided by x plus 1? Clear? So put x plus 1 equal to 0. From here you get x equal to minus 1. So this value is called a. Now this value is called a. Now what is the remainder? So according to remainder theorem, the remainder will be equal to value of polynomial at x equal to this value minus 1. So in the polynomial, in place of x substitute minus 1. So minus 1 whole cube plus 5 into minus 1 whole square minus 3 into minus 1 and plus 2. Now simplify this. So minus 1 square will be 1 into 5 that is plus 5 and minus 3 into minus 1 that is plus 3 and plus 2. So ultimately we will get 8 plus 2 10 minus 1 9. So this is the value of remainder. So this theorem is called remainder theorem. Now in the remainder theorem, the condition is the divisor must be linear. You can apply the remainder theorem only when the divisor is linear. Clear? Linear is what? Your power of x must be 1. See, this dividend may have, polynomial may have any degree, but the divisor must be linear. It must be linear. It must be linear. Now it may have dividend may have polynomial may have any degree. Now and second, remainder theorem gives the value of remainder only. Remainder theorem gives the value of remainder only. It does not give the value of quotient. So if you want to find the quotient also, suppose in the question you have to find quotient also. So to find the quotient, there is no theorem. Clear? To find the quotient, there is no theorem. If you want to find the quotient, then you have option either go for general method of division or synthetic division. Clear? For the remainder, we have remainder theorem. But if you want to find quotient, for the quotient there is no theorem. Now, if you want to find the quotient, you are having two options. Either you divide the polynomial by low-median method or by synthetic division method. So here we will use synthetic division method because that method is easy to use. So suppose in the same question, suppose we have to find quotient also. Clear? So for quotient, now suppose in any question we have to find quotient also. Clear? So to find quotient, we will use synthetic division method. To find quotient, of polynomial, we have two options. One option is long division method, or you can call it general method, and the second is synthetic division method. So here we will prefer this method. We will prefer synthetic division method. Why? Because it is time saving. Clear? Less time will be taken by this method, and also there will be no calculation mistake in synthetic division method. So let us recall the synthetic division method. So suppose we have to divide fx. Let's take x cube plus 5x square minus 3x plus 2. Suppose we have to divide this by divisor x plus 1. Suppose we have to divide this polynomial by the divisor x plus 1. So, and we have to find quotient. So, to apply synthetic division method, what we have to do? First, write the coefficient of given polynomial. So, here highest degree is x cube. Here highest degree of polynomial is x cube. It means it must have term with degree 3, degree 2, degree 1 and constant term. Clear? This should be complete. Complete polynomial is it must have term of each degree. If highest degree is 3, it means it must have term of degree 3, term of degree 2, term of degree 1 and constant term. Clear? So it is already complete. So write the coefficient here. 1, then 5, then minus 3 and then 2. Now Now, right here -1. Now, copy this number as it is. Write this number as it is. Write this coefficient as it is. Now multiply this and this. So it will be -1. Now add these two. So sum will be +4. Then repeat the process. Multiply -1 into 4. That is -4. Right here. -4. Now add these two. -7. Now -1 into -7. That is +7. Right here +7. Now add it. It will be 9. So this value will represent the remainder. This value will represent remainder. And these three numbers represent coefficient of quotient. This represent coefficient of quotient. So what is the value of quotient? So this represent coefficient of x square, this represent coefficient of x, and this represent constant now in the quotient. Simply, when this cubic polynomial is divided by x plus 1, definitely the degree of quotient will be 1 less than the degree of polynomial. If degree of polynomial is 3, then degree of its quotient will be 1 less, that is second degree. It means quotient must have x square, x and constant. So what is the coefficient of x square? It is 1. What is the coefficient of x? 4. And the coefficient constant will be -7. But it is not necessary to write coefficient 1. So you can erase this one. So x square plus 4x minus 7. This will be the quotient. And this is the value of remainder. So again I am repeating, if you have to find remainder only, then go for remainder theorem. And if you have to find quotient also, so you have two choices. Either you can use long division method that we have already used in lower classes, or you can use synthetic division method. Clear? I will prefer synthetic division method because this method is easy to use. Here less time will be taken in this method, and also there will be less possibility of calculation mistake. Only condition is while you are applying synthetic division method, the only condition is it should be complete. Now if you want to learn more about the synthetic division method, then go for my another video that I made for synthetic division method. Now we are going to discuss topic 3, factor theorem. What is factor theorem? So what is the meaning of factor? Suppose 90 is divided by 2. So quotient will be 9 and remainder is 1. So we can write that dividend is equal to divisor. So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here after dividing 90 by 2 we are getting remainder 1. So we can say that 2 is not the factor of 90 because remainder is 1. Suppose 18 is divided by 2, then the remainder will be 0. So we can write dividend equal to divisor into quotient and remainder is 0. Here you can see that 18 is integral multiple of 2. So here when a polynomial say fx is divided by x minus a and remainder say r equal to 0, then x minus a is called a factor of polynomial fx. When a polynomial fx is divided by x minus a and the remainder is 0, then x minus a is called factor of polynomial fx. Clear? It means remainder must be 0, and according to the remainder theorem, what is the value of remainder? F of a. Clear? It must be 0. And what is a? Put the divisor equal to 0. So you will get value of x from here. This is called a. So if f a equal to 0, that means value of polynomial at x is equal to a is 0. Then you can say that x minus a is a factor. Clear? So example. Let f of minus 2 equal to 0. F of minus 2 equal to 0. So what can you say from here? From this, what can you say? So from here we can say that x equal to minus 2, that is x plus 2 equal to 0. So we can say that x plus 2 is a factor of fx. See, by putting x equal to minus 2 in this polynomial f, it becomes 0. Clear? So it means x plus 2 must be a factor. How x plus 2? X is equal to, by putting x equal to minus 2, the polynomial becomes 0. So right here x equal to minus 2, shift minus 2 this side, x plus 2. So from here you can say that x plus 2 is a factor of the polynomial fx. Now similarly, if f of 2 equal to 0, suppose f of 2 equal to 0, clear? If f of 2 equal to 0, clear? Then x equal to 2. By putting x equal to 2, polynomial becomes 0. Now from here we can write x minus 2 equal to 0. So we can say that x minus 2 is a factor of polynomial fx. So this is the meaning of factor 0. So what is the condition for any divisor to be a factor? Remainder must be 0. Now what is the use of remainder theorem? What is the use of remainder theorem? So let's discuss the use of remainder theorem. Use of remainder theorem. Not remainder theorem, sorry. Use of factor theorem. Use of factor theorem. Factor theorem. Now what is the use of factor theorem? Now a very important use of factor theorem is, using this theorem we can factorize any polynomial. Clear? For the factorization of quadratic polynomial, this type of polynomial is called quadratic polynomial having degree 2. So for factorization of quadratic polynomial we have one method, splitting method. Clear? We can factorize this type of polynomial with the help of splitting method, by splitting the middle term. But if degree of any polynomial is more than 2, suppose you have to factorize polynomial this one, x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6. Suppose we have to factorize this polynomial whose degree is more than 2. So we cannot factorize this polynomial by splitting method. Splitting method is a special method for factorization. It is used for quadratic polynomial only. So if any polynomial is having degree more than 3, then to factorize those polynomials you have to use factor theorem. Clear? So factor theorem is a general method of factorization. Splitting method is a special method which is used for quadratic polynomial only. But the factor theorem is general method for factorization. It can be used for quadratic polynomial also. It can be used for polynomial of higher degree also. So let us discuss how factor theorem helps in factorization. Clear? So let us take one example. Suppose we have to factorize this one. 2x cube plus x square minus 2x minus 1. Suppose we have to factorize this polynomial. Here it is cubic polynomial. Polynomial with degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. Here, so we have to factorize this polynomial. Let it is fx. So to factorize this cubic polynomial, what you have to do? Step one. First of all, using heat and trial method, find a value of x for which this polynomial becomes 0. Clear? You have to find a value of x for which the given polynomial is 0. Clear? And there is no definite method for finding this value. Clear? You have to use heat and trial method only. Clear? So always first factor will be given very easy to you. Clear? In the question always first factor will be easy for you. Clear? Why? Because there is no option for finding first factor. Always you have to find the first factor using heat and trial method. So definitely question center will give first factor very easy, so that easily you can find it. So for heat and trial, you can try with 1. Then if you are getting value of polynomial 0, then it is okay. Otherwise, try with -1. Clear? If you are not getting 0, then try with +2. Again, if you are not getting 0, then try with -2. In this way, you can try with smaller numbers. Clear? And definitely it will be very easy. Hardly in +3 or -3 or hardly +4 or -4. Here you will get the first factor. Clear? Again first factor will be given easy. Why? Because there is no definite method to find the first factor. You have only heat and trial method. Clear? So first step, by heat and trial method, find the value of x which will make polynomial 0. So let us try with x is equal to 1. So f1 will be equal to 2 into 1 2 plus 1 square minus 2 into 1 minus 1. It will be 2 plus 1 minus 2 minus 1. So luckily we are getting 0. So luckily in first trial only we are getting value of polynomial 0. Suppose if you are not getting value of polynomial 0 by putting x equal to 1, then try with another number. Clear? Now, so by putting x equal to 1, this polynomial becomes 0. It means by remainder theorem, by factor theorem, by putting x equal to 1, polynomial becomes 0. Clear? So shift 1 this side. By putting x equal to 1, this polynomial becomes 0. So shift 1 this side. It will be x minus 1 equal to 0. So by factor theorem we can say that x minus 1 is one of the factor of given polynomial. Clear? So Again repeating first step by heat and trial method. Find the value of x. Always the polynomial is 0. Clear? Then that will be the factor of given polynomial. So this is one of the factor. Now of course it must have three factor. It must have three linear factor. Because it is cubic polynomial, so it must have three linear factor. So first factor we have found with the help of heat and trial method. Now for the raised to factor, don't go with heat and trial method, because raised to factor may be given difficult for you. Clear? To find the raised to factor, we are having definite rule. So of course question center may give the other two factor very difficult. So for the other two factor, don't go with heat and trial method. By the heat and trial method also you can find the other two factor, but that will be sometime it will be very difficult. Other two factor will be given difficult also. So for the other two factor, what you have to do, use synthetic division method. So step 2. For other two factor, clear? What we are doing for other two factor. Step 2 we are doing for other two factor. So for other two factor, use synthetic division method. That means you have to find quotient. When this polynomial is divided by x minus 1. Then for the quotient you are having two options. Either you can go for the general method or you can go for synthetic division method. So I am going to use synthetic division method. So for the synthetic division method, first write the coefficient 2. Then here coefficient is 1. Then here coefficient is minus 2 and the constant term is minus 1. Clear? Now by putting x is equal to 1, it becomes 0. Right here 1. Now draw horizontal line. Now copy this number as it is. Copy the first coefficient as it is. Now multiply these two. 2 into 1, 2, and sum will be 3. This into this, 3, sum will be 1. This into this, 1, sum will be 1. So it is 0. Clear? Of course it will be 0, always it will be 0. So first three number represent coefficient of quotient. So what will be the value of quotient? So value of quotient is 2x square, it is the coefficient of x square, plus 3x coefficient of x, and it is constant term. So after dividing this polynomial by the factor x minus 1, we will get this quotient. Now quotient is quadratic, so we can factorize this quadratic by splitting method. For the quadratic polynomial, so we have splitting method to factorize, so we can factorize it by splitting method. So 2x square plus 2x plus x plus 1. Now take 2x common, so x plus 1 and plus 1 common here, x plus 1. So ultimately x plus 1 into 2x plus 1. So these are the other two factors. So what is the required factor? So required factor is its factorization will be first factor we have got by heat and trial method, and other two factors are x plus